Hello everybody and welcome back to Kerbal Space Program. I'm 4040 and today we're going to be doing something a little different. The other day I received a message on one of my videos, most importantly a modding video, asking how one would go about modding, and I thought, well, might as well show you guys and show you how it's all done. So, before you decide that you're going to want to mod your basic version of Kerbal Space Program, you're going to have to do one very important thing. If you're working from a completely fresh version of Kerbal Space Program, which I do advise that you do, run Kerbal Space Program. That's step one. Run Kerbal Space Program from the new file, or at least put your mod inside of a Kerbal Space Program that has been run already. The reason being is, the version of Kerbal Space Program that you will receive on your computer, it won't have all of the relevant files that you'll need to mod it until it starts the first time, and it creates all of those temporary files, because that's kind of a part of how it gets sent to you in a zip file, and then it creates cool lots of little files that you can play around with. So that's step one. You're going to have to start your program, and then once you start your program, just hit that quit button because it's already created all those files for you. If you want to put a save file in there so you can dump some ships into a save file, you want to start yourself a game off, and then go through the normal room of either resuming save or starting a new one. Start yourself a new game off, and then you're ready and set up to start modding your KSP. So, the very next step to modding your KSP, if I hit the quick button and close KSP down, is going to your local friendly place to get Kerbal Space Program from. I'd strongly suggest going to Kerbal Space Program itself and going to the spaceport, which is just here, which is a very good place where there's lots and lots of mods. To note that these aren't the only place that you can get mods from, but it's a trusted website. You're not going to get viruses, and be careful when you're searching for mods in places other than in the spaceport, and there are lots and lots of mods. So let's go and find B9. Let's try B9, see what it comes up with. Okay, so let's assume that you've gone on Spaceport or somewhere else and have found the mod that you want to look at. First thing you need to check is that it is compatible with the version of KSP. They usually, like in this one, tell you which version of KSP it is compatible with. Secondly, you're going to need to check basically what it reckons that what it says the installation as. The guide I'm giving you here is a general guide. Some mods that are a bit complicated or do need tweaking for your specific version of KSP or operating system, that's just the way of it. You're going to have to read the information that comes with the mod. And again, sometimes they don't come with extra bits of information, but generally also check out your comments section here, have a look down. Are there a lot of people saying that this is broken and doesn't work? In which case I'd strongly suggest finding a different mod or a different version of that particular mod that you want. If there's lots of people saying this is super amazing and it's really easy, then you're probably on to a winner. So once you've found the mod that you like, click that download button and it's going to appear in your download folder. In fact, this is B9 Aerospace right here in my download folder. There we go, and next to it here on this side is my KSP folder for one of the KSPs that I have. Now, on your computer, I don't know where you're going to be, where you will have your version of KSP, but what you want is you want to have your mod here, and you want to have your KSP here. Now, all I've done is, if I go back up and out, there we go. So there is my aerospace pack, and all you want to do is open with Windows Explorer is what I find better, and you'll get exactly the same file which you just saw open. Now this is what's inside of the mods. Now a lot of mods have different things, but if you notice these particular files, always ignore your text files. The README explains how the mod works most of the time. These files will match some file names in your main KSP file, and this is the main KSP file. So if you see there's a file named game data, there's a file named game data in a KSP. All you want to do is find your mod, copy the contents, open this one, and then press paste. I'm not going to do it because it's already in there and it'll cause confusion, but that's all you do. And that's the game data file, just a little reference for you, is basically going to tell your computer how everything runs and how everything works. And basically, there we go. Those will appear in your game data, and that will be part of the mod installed. The next one is going to be your ships. And again, there you are, the ships. There's SPH, so you can do this in one or two ways. You can either put it in the saves file. You will have a ships file in your saves file that is specific to that particular save, or if you're feeling a little bit lazy, you can dump it in the general ship file, which is just seen there, which all it is that's the stock ships file. So if you dump your ship in there, it will be available for every single save that you have. You open it up and it has SPH, so does that. Open that one up, it's got a load of files in it. Open this one up, got a load of files in it, and just copy them across as easy as pie. So there we go. So it's a brief recap. All you need to do on your mod is your mod will have a load of saves, load of files. You need to match the files on your KSP, open them up, and dump the contents of these files into the others. So again, source I believe is not something that you guys need to worry about. No, it's not. Again, that README file will have told me that source is not something I want to do anything with. You want game data and ships in this particular folder. Other mods are a little bit different. They may have a plugin folder, or a plugin data folder, or a parts folder, especially for quite a lot of the spare parts folders, like B9 itself does have them, but they're contained within the game data file here. So that's once you have dumped all of the files that you want inside of here, and you have to put them all. You can't take little snippets out of the mod and put it in here because you only want one particular thing. It will break the mod, because the game data file, that tells this game that it has to search for X amount of modded files, and you'll corrupt it unless you know how to go into the actual file, which I don't. I'm not that clued up on the language and stuff, and different mods are written in different ways by different people. But yeah, that's pretty much it. You grab the file, you put it in, and there you go. You don't want the file, you want the contents of the file, put it into the contents of the file here. If at any point you get this file is duplicated, do you want to overwrite it? Best to refer to the README file, just in case it says you should duplicate it, or it is a known error that it gets duplicated. Please tell it to not overwrite. Again, check out the description on the mod. Some mods are fiddly, some mods are easy. I say that MacLeod, B9 Aerospace, and KW Rocketry are some of the easiest mods that I have found, and they're the mods that I like using. I get the most use out of them. Other mods that I have touched upon briefly are quite complex. Sometimes you have to actually create a folder, but again, they should talk you through it, and if they don't talk you through it, and it's all very confusing, it's probably best that you just leave the mod alone, to be frank. So once you've stuck the mod inside of your KSP file, all you need to do is run KSP. Now I do have a warning for you. When you do mod KSP, it causes the program to slow down because it's having to process a lot more stuff, especially on startup. So for the first time of starting your KSP game, after modding it from any number of mods, the more you have, the worse it will get. The longer that the game will take to start up. That's just a thing. It's a 32-bit game. It's doing its best, and you've just added a frack ton of data for it to have to process, especially for the first time when it's opening all those files up and creating all these new entries. But once it's all started up, your mod should work perfectly. Yeah, so I think that's all about it, really. You then have a modded version of Kerbal Space Program, and you can run it just as normal. The KSP folder, mine is currently still sat inside my downloads folder, but if you run KSP from Steam, you can use exactly the same technique that I've just described to you. You just need to find your Kerbal Space Program folder, which will be in your Steam file. It won't be in your downloads file, but you should be able to find it, especially if you use just a quick search just use the standard Microsoft search tool and it should be able to pull it up for you easily enough. So, with all that in mind, I hope that's cast a little bit of light on how to modify Kerbal Space Program in a relatively quick little chat there. If you have any further questions or you'd like to see me talk about something in detail, then just send me a message. I read my YouTube stuff pretty much all the time. I'm on Facebook and I'm on Twitter, and the links are all below. So, in the meantime, have fun. I'll see you next time. Stay safe. Bye now.